for live streaming.
Well, we're live streaming. Yeah. Are we ready, Uwe? So. Okay, everybody, this is Melchior. Melchior, this is everybody. Thank you for translating.
No problem, yeah.
Okay, so we're in John chapter 4.
Znači, danas smo u Ivanu 4. poglavlje.
Let's do a little bit of a review of where we are to remind ourselves.
Idemo se vratiti gdje smo bili da se podsjetimo.
So we're looking at the first major section of John.
Gledat ćemo prvu veću cjelinu u Ivanu.
Chapters 2 through 4.
Prvo do 4. poglavlje.
And we've structured them chiastically.
I posložili smo ih
Chiastically is in a parallel way.
Aha, znači paralelno smo ih posložili na slici.
And we're going to come back this in a minute, but last time we were here we were focused on the Samaritan woman.
Vratit ćemo se za minutu, ali zadnji put kad smo bili usredotočili smo se na Samarijanku.
And we had to finish up the end quickly.
I morat ćemo na brzinu dovršiti kraj.
So before I give you the text that you're going to observe, I want to set up the context by going over the end of the story with the Samaritan woman.
Prije nego što vam dam tekst za proučavanje, vratit ćemo se na kraj o toj Samarijanki.
So this is chapter 4 verse 25 through 38.
Znači 4. poglavlje 25. redak do 28.
And I need a reader. Jaco, would you be the reader?
I'm just supposed to get this graphic, so this is going to be interesting.
This is, can you see it?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so you can do it. 25 through 38.
Kaže mu žena da znam da ima doći Mesija zvan Krist, pomazanik. Kad on dođe, objavit će nam se sve. Kaže Isus, ja sam, koji s tobom govori. U to uđu njegovi učenici pa se začude što razgovara sa ženom. Nitko ga ne upita što tražiš ili što razgovaraš s njom. Žena ostavi svoj krčak pa ode u grad i reče ljudima dođite da vide čovjeka koji mi je pokazao sve što sam učinila. Da to nije Krist. Oni izađu iz grada te se upute k njemu. Učenici kad dotle nude, učitelju jedi. On im reče, hraniti mi se valja jelom koje vi ne poznajete. Učenici se na to zapitkivaju. Da mu nije tko donio jest, kaže mu Isus, jelo je moje vršiti volju onoga koji me poslaje da vršiti dijelo njegovo. Ne govorite li vi još 4 mjeseca i jelo žete? Gle, kaže vam, podignite oči svoje i pogledajte polja. Već bi jasno za žetvu. Žetelac već prima plaću, sabire plod za vječni život da se sjači i žetelac zajedno raduju. Obistinujte izreke, jedna sije, drugi žanje. Ja vas poslam žeti ono oko čega se niste trudili, drugi su se trudili, a vi ste ušli u trud njihov.
Super, thanks. So when we focused on the Samaritan woman, we focused on Jesus' conversation with her from an evangelistic point of view.
I znači kada se fokusiramo na Samarijanku, gledamo Isusa iz te neke evangelizacijske, iz tog nekog evangelizacijskog pogleda.
We look at how Jesus led her to knowledge of himself.
Točnije kako je Isus nju doveo do spoznaje o njemu.
The second half of that story shows the effect of that gospel conversation.
Druga polovica te priče pokazuje efekt ili efekt priče o njemu.
Yeah, and so it's an effect on the woman.
To je posljedica na ženu,
on the disciples,
na učenike,
and on the villagers.
I na te seljake, jel?
So the effect on the woman's seen in what she does immediately.
I to je, znači, posljedica na ženu, mi gledamo što ona odmah nakon toga radi.
Which I'll ask, so what does she do immediately? What does the woman do?
I što to ona čini odmah?
Yeah, she goes to tell.
Odlazi reći drugima.
And in John, that's a mark of true belief.
A u Ivanovom evanđelju to je taj znak istinske vjere.
True disciples bring people to Jesus.
Pravi učenici dovode ljude do Isusa.
And we saw that in the prologue, that John the Baptist has that role.
To smo vidjeli u početku, znači prije, u prvom poglavlju,
So he came,
što Ivan priča.
says he came as a light into the world, but he's not the light. He's not the light.
Znači došao je kao svjetlo u svijet, ali on nije.
But he came to give witness to the light.
On je došao svjedočiti za svjetlo.
And then the second half of chapter 1, Andrew hears about Jesus, and Andrew goes and gets somebody. Philip hears about Jesus, and Philip goes and gets somebody.
I u drugom dijelu prvog poglavlja Andrija čuje za Isusa i onda ide reći nekom drugom i what's the other guy?
Philip.
I Filip čuje isto, odlazi drugima reći.
So while we're asking, John's making us ask this question, what's true faith?
I Ivan nas postavlja nam to pitanje, što je to istinska vjera.
And one of the ways you see true faith is in people going to tell other people about Jesus.
I jedan od načina na koji možemo vidjeti istinsku vjeru je da ljudi idu drugim ljudima reći o Isusu.
So what does it look like? What's the effect on the disciples?
I koji je učinak na učenike? Što oni čine?
Basically none.
U stvari ništa.
It's kind of, in fact, they're so not focused on evangelism.
Toliko su neusredotočeni na tu evangelizaciju.
Because when they come up, they don't ask Jesus. The text tells us they don't ask Jesus, "Why are you talking with a woman?"
Jer kada dođu, oni ne pitaju Isusa zašto ti razgovaraš sa tom ženom.
What do you want from the woman?
Što ti želiš od te žene?
Like they don't ask him any questions.
Ne pitaju ga nikakva pitanja.
Except they're getting ready to ask him, "Have you eaten?"
Nego se spremaju da ga pitaju jesi li jeo.
Which pretty much shows where their minds are.
Što u stvari govori di su oni, kakva su njihova razmišljanja.
It makes me think when I was in college at NC State.
I kada sam ja bio na fakultetu,
my brother was there at the same time.
Moj brat je bio tamo u isto vrijeme.
And we'd meet up like in a lobby or something at some time we'd arrange to meet.
I često smo se stali ovako u nekom zajedničkom prostoru na faksu.
And several times I went to the meeting place and I saw Charlie talking with somebody I was pretty sure he didn't know.
I često puta sam došao tamo gdje smo se trebali sastati i vidio bi Charlie, njegovog brata, sa osobom da priča sa osobom koju nisam znao.
But I was learning that Charlie is the evangelist in the family.
Ali sam shvatio da je Charlie evangelist u našoj obitelji.
So I had a pretty good idea what he was talking to the person about.
I zapravo sam imao dobru ideju što priča s tom osobom, o čemu priča s tom osobom.
So I would just find a seat, I would just sit and I would pray and wait for him to be done with his gospel conversation.
I ja bi sjeo negdje sa strane i molio bi se dok on ne bi završio sa pričom, sa razgovorom o evanđelju.
So it made me think, it struck me that way, how is it that the disciples, how can they come up and see Jesus in a conversation and not want to know what he's talking about?
I baš me pogodilo kada su učenici došli i vidjeli Isusa kako razgovara s nekim, da ih nije zanimalo o čemu to on razgovara s tom osobom.
And it reminds me how easy it is to get our focus on logistics, on the task that needs to be done.
I podsjeća me na to kako često puta se usredotočimo na logistiku ili kako bi to trebalo izgledati, kako bi se to trebalo napraviti.
And then we miss the people.
i onda jednostavno profulamo ljude.
And that's more me than my brother. My brother's more likely not to miss. I'm more likely to be so focused on getting the food that I'm not even aware that something's going on with this person.
Tako bi i ja, na primjer, bio fokusiran da nađem tu hranu, a ne na osobu. Ne bio fokusiran na osobu.
So they ask him about food.
I onda ga oni pitaju o hrani.
And Jesus says, I have food you don't know about.
A Isus im govori da on ima hranu za koju oni ne znaju.
And they want to know who gave him a sandwich.
I žele znati ko mu je dao sandvič.
And that's also interesting because you remember Jesus said something to Nicodemus about being born again, and it's a metaphor, and Nicodemus couldn't get it.
I to je zanimljivo, isto tako je Isus govorio Nikodemu tko je on, ali Nikodem nije mogao shvatiti.
Because it was a metaphor, it was spiritual, and he took it literally.
Zato što je to bila metafora, to je bilo duhovno, a on je to shvatio, Nikodem je to shvatio ozbiljno.
Same thing with the Samaritan woman. Jesus starts talking about living water. It's metaphorical, it's spiritual, but she doesn't get what he's saying.
Isto tako i sa Samarijankom, to je bilo metaforički, je to on je govorio, ali ona to nije shvatila.
And now again though with his disciples, so with true believers.
I sada opet sa njegovim učenicima, sa pravim vjernicima.
When he says, I have food you don't know about, they take it literal.
Kada im govori o toj hrani za koju oni ne znaju, oni to shvaćaju ozbiljno.
So apparently true faith, you can have true faith without being focused in on what really matters or not seeing the spiritual reality that's going on at the moment.
Znači možete imati pravu vjeru, ali da niste fokusirani, da ne razumijete što se u duhovnoj sferi događa u tom trenutku.
So Jesus goes on and he says, don't you say there yet 4 months and then comes the harvest.
Nemojte, znači Isus dolazi i govori, nemojte govoriti da ima 4 mjeseca do žetve i onda dolazi žetva.
And I say, lift up your eyes, the fields are already white.
A ja vam govorim, pogledajte polja su već bijela.
So it's a reminder that in spiritual reality, time doesn't work the same way as in physical reality.
I to nas podsjeća da duhovna stvarnost ne ide istovremeno sa fizičkom stvarnosti.
So for generation after generation after generation, everybody knew if you plant the seed at this time, 4 months later you have a harvest.
I znači svaka generacija je znala ako u ovo vrijeme posijete sjeme, za 4 mjeseca će ono roditi i bit će žetva.
But this woman had just met Jesus.
Ali ta žena je upravo srela Isusa.
And minutes later,
i par minuta kasnije,
her heart is ready to be harvested.
Njezino srce je spremno za žetvu.
And not only that, but Jesus is saying, and something is going on in that village.
Ali ne samo to, nego se nešto i dešava u tom selu iz kojeg je ta Samarijanka.
And you guys, because you're focused on the literal food, you're missing that something spiritual is happening.
I zbog toga što ste usredotočeni na fizičku hranu, zaboravljate što se događa u duhovnoj stvarnosti.
And you can imagine it too, especially with the disciples, that there's no thought in their mind that something spiritual is going to happen on the way through Samaria.
Tako ni učenicima nije ni palo na pamet da će se nešto duhovno dogoditi na njihovom putu preko Samarije.
They have their plan for ministry, and whatever the plan is, it's all going to happen after they get to Galilee.
Znači, na tom su putu na misijskom putu i stvari koje će se dogoditi kad stignu u Galileju, ne tijekom puta.
So it's a little bit of a rebuke by Jesus to say that ministry happens where you least expect it and you're going to miss it if you don't keep your eyes open.
To je mali, ajmo reći, podsjetnik od Isusa da će se stvari dogoditi i na tom putu.
Oh, I like the way you said that. Yeah, things happen on the journey, and if you're only waiting till the end, you might miss what's going on.
I znači, stvari se mogu dogoditi na putu, a ne samo na tom odredištu.
So we don't see spiritual effect in the lives of disciples yet.
Mi ne vidimo još te duhovne plodove u učenicima
Out of this event.
iz tog događaja.
And then we come to this part with the Samaritans.
I onda dolazimo do ovog dijela sa Samarijancima.
And this is really interesting. So they come and in verse 39 it says they believed because of the testimony of the woman.
I ovo je jako zanimljivo. Kaže se, piše da oni vjeruju zbog toga što im je ta žena rekla.
And then in verse 41, many more believed because of the words of Jesus.
A u 31. retku puno više ih onda povjeruje zbog Isusovih riječi.
And this is tricky in the Gospel of John. True faith, one mark is that you go and tell people about Jesus.
I to je zeznuto jer jedna mark.
One sign that you have true belief.
Znači, jedan znak da imate istinsku vjeru.
Another sign is not just that you hear Jesus teaching, but that you stick with it.
A drugi znak je ne samo da čujete to što Isus govori, nego da ste uz njega, da se držite toga.
You want to hear what he has to say, and as he keeps saying it, he keeps teaching about himself, you stick around.
Znači, želite čuti što on ima za reći i dok on to govori, želite biti uz njega.
And we're going to see that later in the gospel, but you see it really strongly here with the Samaritans. They asked Jesus to stay and teach them more.
I to vidimo sada, ali vidjet ćemo i kasnije kod Samarijanaca. Znači, oni žele da on ostane tamo i da ih još poučava.
But just to put it really simply, if God is doing, if true faith is in you,
Ali jednostavno, ako je istinska vjera u vama,
then the result is going to be that you're going to want to tell other people about Jesus.
Plod te vjere je da ćete vi željeti to reći drugim ljudima, znači reći drugim ljudima o Isusu.
And you're going to want Jesus to teach you from his word.
I željet ćete da vas Isus poučava iz svoje riječi.
Okay, we're moving a little quickly. That was just kind of reminder from last week and setting our context.
I to je samo za kontekst da svedemo ovo iz prošlog tjedna.
So Jesus has said the harvest is white.
I Isus kaže žetva je bijela.
Now we're going into this next section.
Sad idemo u idući dio.
Let's see. That's the short part. Yeah, and this is where we're going to pause for 7 minutes and observe. So you need something to write with.
I sada ćemo stati na 7 minuta i to proučiti.
And start with chapter 4, verse 39 to 42.
Počet ćemo sa četvrtim retkom, 49.
Yeah, 39 to 42.
39 do 42.
And just see what stands out to you as interesting or strange or confusing.
I probajte vidjeti što vam je tu interesantno, zanimljivo, zbunjujuće možda.
Or important.
Ili važno.
And just whatever stands out to you, just write down 3 or 4 or 5 things.
Što god vam tu upadne u oko, zapišite par stvari o tome.
And if you get done with verse 42, you can move on to the end of the chapter. You can just keep looking.
I ako završite prije vremena, samo nastavite dalje gledati.
All right.
Što ima.
7 minutes. Setting the timer. Great. That's 7 minutes. So, what are some things you noticed? What are some things that stood out?
I znači, što su te neke stvari što ste uočili?
They've listened to a woman.
The village.
Yeah, the villager.
Uh-huh.
They listened to a woman talking about spiritual stuff.
Znači,
The first one.
poslušali su ženu, to jest slušali su i čuli su što ona govori. Znači, naglasik je na ženu koja govori o tim duhovnim stvarima.
What else?
I noticed that at first it said they believed because of the woman, but then later it says that they no longer believe because of the woman, but now they believe Jesus.
Good.
Zanimljivo je da su prvo rekli da vjeruju zbog toga što im je žena rekla, a onda poslije zato što su čuli to što im Isus govori.
One more?
I thought it was interesting that Jesus stayed with them for 2 days.
Uh-huh.
Zanimljivo je da
Cool.
su ostali s Isusom 2 dana. To jest da je Isus s njima ostao 2 dana.
And I think it's interesting that I didn't mean for you to be observing this passage, but this passage.
Ja mislim da je zanimljivo da smo u stvari trebali proučiti ne ovaj odlomak, nego ovaj ovdje.
My bad. Because I just talked about that passage. I meant to move on to the next passage.
Upravo smo pričali o tome, taj da.
I like what you observed. Did anybody move on? Did anybody look at this part of the story?
Jel itko pogledao
Ne.
taj drugi dio priče, nastavak?
Okay, take just a couple minutes and look at well, Melchior, would you read out what I have here so it works?
Okay.
We'll read the whole thing, and then I especially want you to focus on the first 3 verses.
Okay. Nakon 2 dana ode odande u Galileju, sam je Isus doduše izjavio da prorok nema časti u svom zavičaju. Kada je dakle stigao u Galileju, Galilejci ga lijepo primiše jer bijahu vidjeli što je sve učinio u Jeruzalemu za blagdana, jer su i oni bili uzišli na blagdan. Dođe dakle ponovo u Kanu Galilejsku gdje je bijaše pretvorio vodu u vino, ondje bijaše neki kraljevski službenik koji je imao bolesnog sina u Kafarnaumu. Kad je čuo da je Isus došao iz Judeje u Galileju, ode k njemu pa ga moljaše da siđe i ozdravi mu sina, jer već samo što nije umro. Na to mu Isus reče, ako ne vidite znamenja i čudesa ne vjerujete. Kaže mu kraljevski službenik, gospodine, siđi dok mi ne umre dijete. Kaže mu Isus, idi, sin tvoj živi. Povjerova čovjek riječi koju mu reče Isus i ode. Dok je on još silazio, pohite mu u susret sluge s vješću da mu sin živi. Upita ih dakle za uru kad je krenulo nabolje, rekoše mu jučer oko 7 ure pustila ga je ognjica. Tada razabra otac da je to bilo upravo onog časa kad mu Isus reče sin tvoj živi, i povjerova on i sav dom njegov. Bijaše to drugo znamenje što ga učini Isus po povratku iz Judeje u Galileju.
Super. Okay, a little more pressure on this one. What do you, without much time to think about it, what are some things that stand out to you on this one?
Bez puno vremena za razmišljanje, što vam je iskočilo u ovom odlomku?
What does it mean in the 49th verse? The gospel that siege from where? Get down. What does that mean?
Što znači to, gospodine, siđi? Odakle? Otkud?
Yeah, probably he's.
A horse? Somebody?
No, I think it means Capernaum's on the sea,
Kafarnaum je na moru,
and they're now at Sychar, which is by a mountain.
a Sikar je pored
It's by
planine.
Mount Gerizim.
Pored planine.
So I would assume they're up at a higher place and going down is, yeah.
I pretpostavio bi da se spuštaju sa te planine.
Yeah, good question.
Da, dobro pitanje.
What else do you notice?
I think it's interesting that a verse is in parentheses, verse 44, and when it's actually saying something that's significant.
It's in parentheses in your Bible.
Oh yeah. It's not
Uh-huh.
here.
Well, it's not in the Greek, so that's... If it's in parentheses, it means your Bible is trying to help you understand something.
Ako je nešto u zagradi, to znači da vam Biblija pokušava nešto pojasniti.
But that's good. They're highlighting for you, there's a tension there. Does anybody notice the tension?
Postoji tu ta tenzija
Between 44 and 45.
između 44. i 45. retka.
What's the tension?
It says, for Jesus said there is no honor for a prophet in his own town, and then in 45 it says the Galileans welcomed him.
Isus govori da prorok nema časti u svome zavičaju i onda u 45. retku kaže da ga Galilejci lijepo primiše, što je zanimljivo.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right, does it? Because there is no honor, but then he seems to get honor.
I to ne zvuči kak spada. Prvo nema te časti i onda on tamo dolazi i tu je ta čast. Daju mu čast.
So it says, so when he came to Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him, having seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at
Mhm.
the feast. The tension could possibly be from there. Like I just don't get the hometown, because he was born in Bethlehem, but then it's also Nazareth is where he grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Točnije, on je odrastao u Nazaretu, ali rodio se u Betlehemu, tako da možda radi toga nema te tenzije.
Yeah, some scholars, that's actually one way they try to resolve the tension is to come up with, one to say his hometown was Nazareth. These people are probably not from Nazareth, so it's not really a tension. Neki
to učenjaci pokušavaju riješiti tako da kažu, a on ne dolazi u stvari iz he doesn't come from Nazareth?
He does. He grew up in Nazareth.
Znači on je odrastao u Nazaretu, pa kao...
These are other Galileans.
To su drugi Galilejci, to nema veze s tim.
And I read one scholar, he tried to solve it by saying, well, Jesus' home is really in heaven, not really on earth, so it's, but I'm not sure how that works.
Neki učenjak je isto rekao, pa u stvari Isusov je dom na nebu, ne na zemlji, pa onda, ajde, to može proći.
But we really have to be careful about trying to solve tensions in the Bible.
Ali moramo biti pažljivi kada razriješujemo te tenzije u Bibliji.
Because there's a good chance it's there on purpose.
Jer postoji dobra šansa da je to namjerno.
And we're supposed to learn something from it.
I da trebamo nešto naučiti iz toga.
And let me ask you this. Let's look at our overview.
Vratimo se na sažetak.
And we're in chapter 4, the second half of chapter 4.
I mi smo na drugom dijelu 4. poglavlja.
Which is parallel to the chapter 2, basically.
Što je u stvari paralelno sa drugim poglavljem.
Did you pick up on what makes these things parallel?
Jeste li skužili što čini te dvije stvari paralelnima?
Feast and a miracle, a sign.
Yeah, the feast.
Mentions of the feast.
Yeah, that's good. At the wedding feast, we're told it's the first sign, and here with the healing of the nobleman, we're told it's the second sign.
Znači na toj svadbenoj gozbi je bilo prvo Isusovo čudo, a sad nam govori da je opet na tom istom mjestu drugo Isusovo čudo.
Yeah, and so you said it's the same place, didn't you?
It says here.
Yeah, it's Cana of Galilee.
Znači u Kani Galilejskoj.
That connects, but then also something Noah said that they saw the signs he did in Jerusalem at the feast.
I kao što je Noa rekao, vidjeli su sve što je učinio u Jeruzalemu za vrijeme te gozbe.
That's this feast.
To je ova gozba ovdje.
So, here this is a little messy, but let's so here there are a lot of people at the feast of Passover, and here there are some Galileans who were at that same feast of Passover.
Znači u prvom dijelu bilo je puno ljudi za vrijeme te Pashe i opet ima puno ljudi na toj gozbi za vrijeme Pashe.
So on the far ends we have the two signs.
I na krajevima imamo dva znaka.
And then we have the people who were at that Passover. One the original version, and then one just some Galileans that were there.
I znači imamo dva znaka i dvije grupe ljudi. Jedni su bili ljudi iz prvog dijela, isto drugom su bili neki drugi Galilejci.
And at that Passover there was another tension, that was something strange.
I na toj pasiji bila je jedna druga tenzija, nešto čudno.
Let's read that. That's in chapter 2, 23 to 25.
Ajmo to pročitati 23. do 25. poglavlje.
Would you read that?
Dok je boravio u Jeruzalemu o blagdanu Pashe, mnogi povjerovaše u njegovo ime promatrajući znamenja koja je činio. No sam se Isus njima nije povjeravao jer ih je sve dobro poznavao i nije trebalo da mu tko daje svjedočanstvo o čovjeku. Ta sam je dobro znao što je u čovjeku.
So that was that problem that we've got many believed, right?
Imamo tu problem, piše mnogi povjerovaše.
But there was something odd in the way Jesus responds, and Jesus doesn't entrust himself to them.
I ima nešto čudno u načinu na koji je Isus odgovorio. On piše da Isus se njima nije povjeravao.
The language works better in Croatian than it does in English.
Bolje je prijevod na hrvatskom.
Because in English we say they didn't believe, Jesus didn't entrust himself. It's two different words.
Jer na engleskom kaže da oni nisu vjerovali da se njima Isus povjerio.
But here you can see in the Croatian it's more like they didn't trust in Jesus and Jesus didn't entrust himself to them. It's the same word.
Ali kod nas je na hrvatskom to ista riječ.
Yeah. So you see the tension more clearly.
I vidite tu tenziju jasnije.
Something's wrong about their faith. Something's deficient in their faith.
Nešto ne valja s njihovom vjerom, nešto fali u njihovoj vjeri.
So they're proclaiming, we believe in you, we believe in you, we believe in you.
Znači oni govore, mi vjerujemo u tebe, vjerujemo.
And Jesus saying, okay.
A Isus kaže, dobro.
But he doesn't give them anything more.
Ne daje im ništa više, dublje.
When we get to Nicodemus, Jesus seems to entrust himself a little bit to Nicodemus.
Kada dolazimo do Nikodema, Isus mu se više povjerava na neki način.
He says the Son of Man must be lifted up like the snake in the desert.
Kaže mu, sin čovječi mora biti podignut kao zmija u pustinji.
So he's speaking forward towards his crucifixion.
Znači priča o događajima koji će se dogoditi, to jest njegovom.
But Nicodemus doesn't really get what's going on, and he just kind of falls out of the story.
Ali Nikodem ne prati i pogubi se.
And then Jesus really seems to entrust himself to the Samaritan woman.
I onda se još više povjerava Samarijanki.
You remember, he's been holding back. He's not been saying, I am the Son of God, I am the Christ. He doesn't say that at all in the first person in the Gospel of John.
Sjetite se da se on ustručava, da ne govori ja sam sin Božji, ja sam sin čovječi, to uopće ne govori.
Except this time when he's speaking to the Samaritan woman.
Osim kada priča to kada govori sa Samarijankom.
And she says, we know the Messiah is coming.
I onda ona kaže, mi znamo da dolazi Mesija.
And he reveals himself to her. He says, I am the one who is speaking to you.
I on se njoj objavljuje, govori ja sam taj koji pričam s tobom.
And he's willing to stay. He wouldn't entrust himself to those believers in Jerusalem. He's willing to stay 2 more days with the Samaritans talking about himself.
I on ne vjeruje baš ljudima u Jeruzalemu, nego ostaje 2 dana sa Samarijancima i priča im o sebi.
So now we come to this other parallel section, and we've got some guys some men and women who were at the feast.
I sada dolazimo do tog paralelnog dijela, di su tamo neki likovi na toj gozbi.
And here the key, I think, Anna, you said they don't welcome him. Is that what your English says?
Ana, rekla si da oni ga...
Verse 45.
The Galileans
Kako se kaže
welcomed
welcome?
him.
Ne prihvaćaju, da.
It's probably the ESV. It's not the best word. They don't receive him,
Oni ga ne primaju.
which is again the Croatians doing 2 for 2. Very
Evo,
good.
na hrvatskom opet imamo bolju riječ,
'Cause it's a key word in the Gospel of John.
zato što je to ključna riječ u Ivanovom evanđelju.
So now we've got another group of people with a tension. It says they receive him, but Jesus says, "But I'm not honored in my hometown."
I sada imamo tu drugu grupu ljudi s kojima je tenzija. Piše da oni njega primiše. But what's it?
Jesus, I don't know how far you got, but Jesus says, "I'm not honored."
Ali Isus kaže da nije uveličan tamo, da nije proslavljen tamo.
And then there's this other phrase that's interesting in the following story.
I ima ta druga fraza u priči poslije,
Which is also a little weird.
što je isto čudno.
So this guy comes because his son's sick,
Taj čovjek dolazi zato što mu je sin bolestan
and he says he's pleading with Jesus, come heal my son, come heal my son.
i moli Isusa dođi uzdravi mog sina.
But then in verse 48, Jesus says, if you don't see signs and wonders, you will not believe.
Ali u 48. retku kaže, ako ne vidite znamenja i čudesa, ne vjerujete.
This is probably another problem in English. For you with English Bibles, verse 48, is the you plural or is the you singular?
Singular.
How can you tell? It's English.
Said to him. Jesus said to him.
Jesus said to him?
Yeah.
So you're assuming it's singular because he said to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, it's plural. But you can't tell because it's English. So it's a problem.
I opet je bolje u hrvatskom zato što u našem prijevodu to kaže ako ne vidite, znači u množini, a u engleskim biblijama kaže ako ne vidiš tom čovjeku.
So that's 3 for Croatian, 0 for English so far. But you got the point.
3-0.
The thing that's weird is he says to him, the man,
Ali poanta je tome da kaže njemu, tom čovjeku.
and then we just need to use the southern. If we use the southern, it makes sense. If
I-
y'all don't see signs and wonders, y'all just won't believe. That's the literal. Yeah. Which you can just
Da.
translate it like it is in Croatian.
I znači to su sad neki naglasci na engleskom južnjački.
Yeah, the plural you, y'all.
Da.
So this is weird though, because he's speaking to the guy singular, but then he switches into plural. The man is singular, but he's speaking plural.
I sada on govori tom čovjeku u jednini, ali se prebacuje u množinu. Govori u množini.
Yeah, so who's he talking to?
Kome onda govori u
Like,
stvari?
how do you imagine that in your mind? How is this going down?
Kako biste vi to zamislili?
And I imagine that it's not unusual. There are crowds around Jesus, and this guy has come up to him in a public space.
Ja bih rekao da ima mnogo mase kod Isusa i da je to na nekoj javnoj površini, ima puno ljudi oko njega.
And so Jesus, he's looking at the guy,
I tako Isus gleda u tog čovjeka
and the guy's talking to him.
i čovjek taj govori njemu.
But then I think Jesus raises his eyes past the guy.
Ali Isus onda gleda preko čovjekove glave.
So it's sort of towards the guy, but it's really to all the people around.
Uglavnom govori svima koji su tamo.
Y'all simply will not believe unless you see signs and wonders.
Znači, vi nećete vjerovati osim ako ne vidite čudesa.
And this goes with what we were just looking at when Jesus said a prophet is not honored in his hometown.
I to je ono što gledamo da prorok nema tu čast u svom vlastitom gradu.
And I think here we take his hometown as Galilee. I don't think we try to solve that. It's his home region is Galilee.
I u stvari taj njegov rodni kraj.
Yeah.
I znači taj cijeli Zavić kraj Galileja, to je taj njegov rodni kraj. Rodni kraj.
On a foot, would you say? Because the man had to walk there, probably. So we have to think about it. Is his son alive or dead for at least a few hours?
Yeah, we don't know that, but down at the bottom it's going to say, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so no honor, but they receive him. But then Jesus says, you all won't believe.
Znači, nema te časti, ali ga oni primiše i onda Isus govori, vi nećete povjerovati.
So I think what's going on here is the same thing that was going on in chapter 2.
I smatram da je ovdje ista stvar što se dešava u drugom pogledu.
That it's possible to believe in Jesus without believing in Jesus.
Da je moguće vjerovati u Isusa bez da vjerujete u
And
Isusa.
to receive Jesus without receiving Jesus.
I da primite Isusa bez da ga zapravo primite.
So you can believe Jesus is a prophet and a healer.
Znači možete vjerovati da je Isus prorok i da je iscijelitelj.
You can believe he's a man with spiritual power.
Možete vjerovati da je on čovjek sa duhovnom
You
moći.
can believe he's a great teacher and a moral person.
Da je veliki učitelj i moralna osoba.
And not believe he's God.
Ali ne vjerovati da je on Bog.
Or that he is Savior.
Ili da je spasitelj.
So it's a belief in what you want him to be instead of a belief in who he really is.
To je u stvari vjera što vi želite da on bude. Vjerujete u ono što želite da on bude, a ne u ono što on u stvari jest.
Which is why, in evangelism or in Christian movement, it is possible to have quite a number of people saying they believe in Jesus.
I kada se evangelizira i u tom cijelom kršćanskom pokretu, možemo imati jako puno ljudi koji kažu ja vjerujem u Isusa.
And that means they believe something about Jesus.
I to znači da oni vjeruju nešto o Isusu.
Maybe they're identifying as Christian.
I da se tako identificiraju kao kršćani.
But they have not been born again.
Ali da nisu nanovo rođeni.
Because they haven't believed truth about him and they haven't yielded to that truth.
Zato što nisu povjerovali istinu o njemu i nisu se ajmo reći, preoblikovali prema toj istini.
And I want to show you how important these words are to John.
I želim pokazati kako su ove riječi važne Ivanu.
This is the prologue, chapter 1, verses 9 to 13.
I ovo je taj prvi dio uvod, 9. do 14. poglavlje.
So we know that
9. do 14.
So
red.
basically the true light is the light of every man is coming into the world.
I prava svjetlost svakog čovjeka dolazi u svijet.
And he says he was in the world, but the world did not know him.
I kaže da je on bio u svijetu, ali ga svijet nije poznavao.
He came to his own, but his own did not receive him.
Došao je k svojima, ali ga oni ne primiše.
But those who did receive him,
ali oni koji ga primiše,
he gave the right to be a child of God.
Njima je dao pravo da budu djeca Božja.
To those who believe in his name.
Oni koji vjeruju u njegovo ime.
So these are three words that they're very important in John, and they all pretty much they're interrelated: to believe, receive, to know.
I to su vrlo važne riječi Ivanu i zamjenjive su. Znači vidjeti, primiti, znati.
And believe.
I vjerovati.
Yeah. Good. There's probably a fourth one is to see. That one gets thrown in a lot in John 2. To see.
Ima i četvrta, to je vidjeti, to se zna ubaciti kasnije.
True faith is spiritual sight. So you see the light or you remain in the dark.
Prava vjera je taj duhovni pogled. Ili poznajete svjetlost ili živite u tami.
And this is one of the complex things when you're thinking about friends or people you know, whether somebody truly believes or not. There's some complexity to that.
I to je kompleksno pitanje kada vidite prijatelje i obitelj, da li oni stvarno vjeruju.
There's a little bit of a question about white with harvest.
Postoji to pitanje, znači vrijeme žetve i kada je u stvari, kada je spremno za žetvu.
One of the reasons I'm in Croatia is because when I was young and in college, I heard a lot of preachers give some strong preaching from that passage, that the world is white with the harvest.
I dok sam bio u Americi, još mlad, bilo je puno propovijedanja o tome kako je svijet spreman za tu žetvu.
And the implication was everywhere. If we will just share the gospel, then people are ready everywhere and they'll come to Christ.
I ako bi mi samo podijelili sa ljudima evanđelje, oni bi došli k Isusu.
And I'm grateful for that message because it got me fired up as a young person.
I zahvalan sam na toj poruci jer me jako ohrabrila kao mladu osobu.
But after many years in Croatia,
ali nakon mnogo godina u Hrvatskoj,
I'm asking, is the world, is it really white everywhere for the harvest?
After 4 months.
Pitam se da li je stvarno svugdje to žito spremno za žetvu.
What does that really mean?
Što to znači da je to žito spremno za žetvu?
Because I'm looking at the Samaritans and what it meant for them was a revival of a village.
Jer za Samarijance to je značilo preporođenje cijelog sela.
And when you look at the Galileans, most of them don't seem to get it.
Ali kada pogledate Galilejce, većina ih to ne razumije, ne shvaća.
Especially when we get to chapter 6.
A pogotovo kad dođemo u 6. poglavlje.
They're all going to leave.
Oni će svi otići.
So when Jesus says there is no honor in Galilee,
I kada Isus kaže nema časti u Galileji,
he's already aware that all of these people who are showing him honor are going to turn and walk away at the end of chapter 6.
On već zna da ti svi ljudi koji mu sada pokazuju, ajmo reći, tu neku čast, da će poslije otići i napustiti ga.
So John is setting up an intentional contrast and we're supposed to notice it.
I tako Ivan namjerno postavlja taj kontrast i mi bi to trebali zapaziti.
There are two contrasts here. One was Nicodemus and the Samaritan woman.
Postoje dva kontrasta, znači Nikodem i Samarijanka.
Of those two people, which one is most likely to believe in Jesus?
Od to dvoje ljudi, ko će prije povjerovati u Isusa?
You know, the Jew who's basically got the Old Testament memorized, who's already a moral person.
Židov koji je već moralna osoba i zna na pamet Sveto pismo.
He's educated, he's a priest.
Koji je obrazovan, koji je svećenik.
Or the slightly immoral, half-breed, uneducated Samaritan woman.
Ili ne toliko moralna, neobrazovana Samarijanka.
Who's most likely to believe? Who can understand the deep things Jesus is talking about?
Tko ovdje može shvatiti ove dubokoumne stvari o kojima Isus priča?
The Samaritan, Nicodemus is the one we expect. That was my question. Yeah, Nicodemus obviously is the one who's going to get it.
Mi očekujemo da će to Nikodem skužiti prvi.
But he doesn't.
Ali ne.
And she does.
Ali ona shvaća.
So that's contrast number one, is that you can never decide from the outward appearance who is going to get Jesus.
I to je taj prvi kontrast. Ne možemo na prvi pogled znati tko će primiti Isusa.
And we're getting the same contrast with the Samaritan villagers and the Galileans.
I imamo isti kontrast sa tim seljacima i Galilejcima.
Who should get Jesus?
Tko bi trebao shvatiti Isusa?
The ones who honor the Old Testament, who worship at the temple in Jerusalem.
Tko bi trebao u stvari dobiti Isusa? Oni koji žive u Izraelu i cijeli život štuju Boga u hramu.
Who saw miracles.
Oni koji su vidjeli čuda.
Or the ones who worship in a different place and have a different religion and heard from a slightly immoral woman.
Ili tamo neki Samarijanci koji su to čuli iz nekog trećeg sela od neke nemoralne žene.
If you were to bet where, I'll tell you in one place there's going to be a revival.
Ako biste se trebali kladiti, tamo će sad biti, na kojem će sad mjestu biti to preporođenje.
And it's going to happen either among this group of people who hate Jews.
I znači, ili će se dogoditi među tom grupom šta mrzi Židove.
Which is fine with the Jews because they hate them right back.
Što je okej sa Židovima jer oni njih mrze isto toliko.
Or in Jesus' home country.
Ili u Isusovoj rodnoj zemlji.
Where is it white for the harvest? Where is there going to be revival?
Di će biti to žito za žetvu? Di će biti to preporođenje?
Yeah, right. We're supposed to say Galilee, but that's not what happens. It's going to be Samaria.
Da, trebali bi reći naravno Galileja, ali to će biti Samarija.
Which is exactly what John said in the prologue. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him.
Što je Ivan rekao u uvodu, on je došao svojima, ali ga oni ne primiše.
But then we've got this, so what's the nobleman doing here? What's his role in the story?
I što taj časnik radi u toj priči? Koja je njegova uloga?
So Jesus gives us broad, if you people don't see signs, you're not going to believe.
I Isus im govori, ako vi ne vidite neka čudesa, vi nećete povjerovati.
And then this guy gives one more plea, please come down to my house and my son's going to die.
I taj čovjek ga moli, preklinje, molim te dođi u moju kuću ili će moj sin umrijeti.
And Jesus just short word, go, your son is alive.
I Isus onako lijepo kratko, idi, tvoj sin je živ.
And the man goes.
I čovjek ide.
Which is another mark of obedience, is a mark of faith.
Što je isto znak vjere, ta poslušnost.
But it also says didn't it say he believes? Which verse is that?
53.
Oh yeah, they're two. 50? Yeah, so that's the first belief is in verse 50.
I to prvo povjerova je u 50. retku.
And then but then on the way, and this is to answer your question about how far it is.
Because if it was happening in R1 and to get tomorrow there, so that had to be at least 16 hours on foot difference. About kind of.
Yeah, because he's been walking, and now it's the next day at 1 o'clock.
So yeah. Like my question is, do you have doubt on the way? Is he actually alive? Is he dead? That's to me like.
Does he have doubt on the way?
I znači pitanje je da li on sumnja na tom putu u Isusa, jer vrlo je vjerojatno da treba nekoliko sati putovati nazad do doma.
Yeah, and this is another thing about, let's make this point about biblical narrative.
I probajmo da je ova poanta na biblijskoj bazi.
We can only interpret according to what is there.
Možemo samo interpretirati ono što vidimo.
But I believe it invites us to think about what's not there.
Ali ja vjerujem da nas to poziva da razmišljamo o onome što ne vidimo.
So I think all Bible, all the books of Bible are reflective literature. It's inviting you to think about the truths.
I ja vjerujem da cijela Biblija je reflektivna, znači nas poziva da razmišljamo o istini.
We need to be careful though to make the distinction. This is what the Bible actually says is different from this is what I imagine.
I moramo staviti tu jednu distinkciju što Biblija u stvari govori, a kako ja to u stvari zamišljam.
But I think there are two mistakes we can make.
I mislim da možemo dvije pogreške
One is to not imagine at all.
Jedna je da uopće ne zamišljamo kako bi to
To
bilo.
be so kind of technical in your Bible study that you're just kind of trying to analyze the exact words and you limit yourself only to exactly what's literally said.
Znači jedna je da ograničimo sebe, znači samo ovo piše i ne treba ništa više razmišljati o tome što piše, tako i to je to.
But I think we're supposed to imagine what it was like for Nicodemus and imagine what it was like for the Samaritan woman.
Ali ja mislim da bi mi trebali zamišljati kako je to bilo Nikodemu i kako je to bilo Samarijanki.
And to do what Jacob just did, to imagine what would it have been like for the nobleman on that journey.
I kao što je Jakov zamislio, kako bi to bilo tom časniku na putu prema doma.
So one mistake is to not imagine,
Jedna pogreška je da ne zamišljamo,
but then the other mistake is to make our imaginings on the level of Bible.
a druga pogreška je da ne stavljamo naša razmišljanja na razinu Biblije.
And that doesn't, there's nowhere near the same authority. What the Bible says is what's authoritative truth. That's what we can know. We can't know the part we imagine about.
Ono što mi možemo znati je što nam Biblija govori i ne možemo znati ono što mi sami sebi zamišljamo. Znači Biblija bi trebala imati taj neki veći autoritet od našeg razmišljanja.
So it is interesting. It doesn't tell us, did he doubt on the way home?
Can you repeat that?
So it doesn't tell us, did he doubt on the way home?
Znači ne govori nam da li je on sumnjao, da li je njegov sin živ ili ne na putu doma.
But even thinking about that, I might notice something it does say.
Ali razmišljajući o tome, primijetio sam nešto što u stvari piše.
And so when the servants show up and they say, your son lives,
I kada dođu sluge i kažu tvoj sin je živ,
and he says, when did he get better?
kad je časnik pitao kada je on to ozdravio,
And they say 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
oni su rekli 1 popodne,
Or if your Bible says 7 hours, that's
ili ako vam Biblija kaže 7 na večer.
they start the day at 6 o'clock, so 7 hours is 6 o'clock plus 7. That's why we say it's 1 o'clock.
To je u stvari 1 popodne.
Yeah, so and then it says, when they say 1 o'clock, he realizes that's exactly when Jesus says your son lives.
I kada mu kažu u 1 popodne, on shvaća da je njemu tada Isus rekao da je tvoj sin živ.
And then we're told he believed in all his household.
I onda nam je rečeno da povjerova cijela njegova obitelj, cijela njegova kuća.
So now that is there. Twice it says he believes.
2 puta govori on povjerova.
And that brings up another interesting question.
I to nas dovodi do još jednog zanimljivog pitanja.
Which is there any difference between the two?
Da li ima razlike između ta 2 povjerova? Jako bi rekao da.
Yeah.
Because the first one could be the same in the John verse 2, they believe but they haven't actually believed, or he believed as the Samaritan woman believes.
Uh-huh.
Znači prvi bi mogao biti povjerovali su, ali nisu u stvari povjerovali, a drugi bi mogao biti povjerovali su kao što je Samarijanka povjerovala, znači u srcu.
And that's one option that would work well with the language John has been using so far. That it's the state of belief is different.
I ta opcija bi se jako dobro uklopila u ono što je već Ivan pisao, da je stanje ta 2 pojma različita.
Yeah.
Različitosti.
Another option that also works is that there was some affirmation of his belief.
Još jedna opcija je da je to u stvari potvrda njegove vjere.
So that he had begun to truly believe.
Da je on u stvari počeo istinski vjerovati.
And this is the thing about true belief is you don't see it without time. You just can't know if a person really has believed in Jesus without time passing.
I tu istinsku vjeru ne možemo u stvari vidjeti bez nekog određenog vremena.
We believe it can happen in a moment. We know that it can happen like that.
Mi znamo da se to može u sekundi dogoditi,
But you can't, but the person it happens to like that and the person it doesn't happen to, but they both claim to believe,
i osoba kojom se to desi u sekundi i osoba kojoj se to ne desi u sekundi, one obje mogu reći da one vjeruju,
you really just have to wait and see.
ali na kraju krajeva moramo sačekati i vidjeti.
Because unlike Jesus, we can't see into the heart of the person. So,
Jer mi nismo Isus i ne možemo u stvari vidjeti što je u nečijem srcu.
so that's why I've been talking about these marks or signs of faith. How do you tell if somebody truly believes?
I zato smo pričali o tim znacima vjere. Kako možemo vidjeti da li neko vjeruje ili ne?
And that's what we're seeing in John. It's things like they desire to witness.
I tako i u Ivanu, znači vidjeli smo želju da svjedoče.
They have a desire for the word of God.
Imaju želju za Božjom riječi.
When they don't understand things, they stick with Jesus anyway.
Kada ne razumiju stvari, svejedno se drže Isusa.
So they persevere in faith.
Znači, oni opstaju u toj vjeri.
So I think this man, it could be either that the first faith wasn't true belief and the second one was,
Znači, može biti da je ta prva vjera nije istinska i onda to drugo povjerovati je.
or it could believe that that this is perseverance. There's a growth in the faith or an affirmation of the faith.
Ili možemo vjerovati da je to rast te vjere ili, ajmo reći, neko upečaćenje te vjere.
Either way, this man stands out. You remember in the prologue it said, well, either way this man stands out.
Bez obzira na to, taj čovjek se ističe.
Because in the prologue it said, his own did not receive him, but they who do receive him have the right to become a child of God.
Jer u uvodu piše oni ga nisu primili, ali koji ga prime can you repeat that last?
Have a right to be a child of God.
Imaju pravo biti djetetom Božjim.
Which if we want to be really wooden about, we could say, oh, a contradiction. It said nobody receives him, but then some people do receive him. What does that mean?
I onda to u stvari nije baš neka kontradikcija, ali piše, neki povjerovaše, neki ne, šta se tu događa.
But that would be really silly. It's actually just, it's beautiful how it's written. It's very nice.
To bi bilo u stvari blesavo, jer stvarno je predivno kako je to napisano.
And it's indicating to us that we should expect there to be widespread rejection of Jesus. He will not be received by his people.
I upućuje na to da on neće biti dobro primljen od strane njegovog naroda.
But there's some hope.
Ali ima nade.
Among a remnant, a small group.
Ima taj ostatak, mali dio ljudi.
And if they receive him, they will become children of God.
I ako ga prihvate, oni će postati djecom Božjim.
So while we have doubt about the majority of Galileans, we've got one who did receive him.
I iako imamo sumnju u većini Galilejaca, imamo taj mali dio koji ga stvarno prima.
So even if we were to decide that Galilee is not white for the harvest, it's not ready for revival.
I čak i ako vidimo da Galileja nije spremna za tu žetvu, ima taj mali dio.
And we might say those stubborn, stick-necked people, they never respond to Jesus.
I sad mislimo, joj ti
Just stubborn.
Tvrdoglavi.
Yeah, beautiful word. Hard-headed
Ti
people.
tvrdoglavi ljudi nikad neće primiti Isusa.
That doesn't mean that.
Oh my God.
That doesn't mean that nobody will receive Jesus. Even in the hardest place, there are people ready to believe.
Ali to ne znači da tamo ga niko neće primiti. I čak i u najgorim mjestima ima nekoliko ljudi koji će ga primiti.
We have one more thing to talk about this text, but I'm going to let you do it in small groups.
But this man as well.
Oh, good.
When I realized he was already in Canaan before Jesus came. He didn't come for Jesus. And someone told him about Jesus. So he came to Jesus about his son and said that his son is on the verge of death. But how does he know he's not been to his hometown see if his son is died or alive. So he doesn't know if he already died. Jesus said my son is sick, so he doesn't actually know anything about his son because he's far away. So he hasn't actually come to heal his son. He was just there already. So that's the meaning. Like he kind of didn't care about his son. I'm not gonna say care about his son, but he wasn't there for him when him dying.
Ja Jakov pita zašto,
understand?
kako je on u stvari znao, pošto živi jako daleko, kako je znao da mu je sin na samo što nije umro. I zar ga nije briga za njegovog sina, zašto nije sa sinom u tom trenutku?
But
he says he was already there.
wait, no, he went to him.
Yeah, no, but 46. He was already there, but then someone told him that Jesus was in Judea, so he wasn't there for Jesus. As I maybe I'm reading wrong.
I think so, because he is at Capernaum. He's not at Cana.
Oh, okay.
And then in verse 47, that's why it says, so then he went to him. So he went from
I thought he was
Capernaum.
in Canaan. Okay,
Yeah.
that understand. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it is worded a little funny.
On je u Kafarnaunu, nije u Kan.
Any more observations or questions before we move on to the last topic you're going to do in small groups? But any comments? Any comments about what we said so far?
I'm still kind of not convinced that verse 48 was not pointing towards the official.
Uh-huh.
Because if you put before a quotation, someone said this to him or her, not them or whatever, that's indicating to me that it's to an individual and not to a group of people.
But you understand that it's plural though, right? The you is plural.
Misliš kao ono iz poštovanja vi, ili?
In Greek, it's plural.
What's in the quotation marks is all plural. So he said to him singular, but what he actually
He's talking to him,
says
not at him.
is plural,
He just directed his head forward.
which you can't see in the English. But it's very clear in the Croatian. It's very clear when you look up there. You see that it's, and that's correct with the Greek. The Greek is plural. It's the same as the Croatian.
Na grčkom je inače množina, tak da... Tu
It's
nam
really
je
confusing
autoritet,
in
nam je
English.
grčki nam je trenutno autoritet.
Because it is a slightly strange thing. It's strange that he's speaking to him and then he just switched to plural. That is strange. And so in the English you don't even see it.
Zanimljivo je da on priča s njim i odjedanput prebaci govor u množinu.
My English Bible actually says, if you people do not see, to let us know that it's plural.
U engleskom baš piše ljudi naglašava da je u množini za svaki slučaj.
But that's good, because this is what my question is going to be about. Are the so let's have, we're going to have small groups though. We really are. So we need 2. So maybe Philip, why don't you 4 guys be a small group, and Philip, if you come up here, then y'all can meet there, and then y'all back there be a small group. And Melchior, you can translate this out loud just for the so I'm going to give you 2 questions. The first question you get about 5 minutes to discuss.
Imamo 2 pitanja koja će trajati 5 minuta.
And so the first question is, agree or disagree?
Prvo pitanje je da li se slažete ili ne?
If we could experience more miracles or power in our if we could experience more miracles of power in our Christian communities, more people would believe in Jesus.
Kad bi vidjeli danas više čuda i tu Isusovu moć i snagu, da li bi više ljudi vjerovalo u Isusa ili ne?
And think about what we've just read.
I razmislite o čemu smo čitali.
Like the nobleman. Like how did his faith come to him?
Kao taj časnik, kako je njemu došla ta vjera.
Or in chapter 2 with the Passover.
Ili u drugom poglavlju na Pashi.
So, discuss the role of signs in faith.
Znači,
Agree or disagree?
zadaća,
5 minutes.
Ja se i slažem.
zadaća čuda
Više ljudi koji vjeruju, ali ne bili
u kršćanskom životu.
Hvala.
Hopefully it's not shared on social media. 'Cause
Yeah.
then everyone will be like,
Yeah, that's true.
Photoshop, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, but
It's a
still.
scam.
Yeah, but like I think people who've seen it in person would believe, but they wouldn't
power draws people.
Znači ona misli da bi to u stvari privuklo ljude, najvjerojatnije ne bi svi imali tu istinsku vjeru, ali bi prvenstveno privuklo ljude k Isusu.
Well, you could say that no one would believe in Christ if he didn't do miracles.
Što si rekao?
You could say that no one would believe in Christ if he hadn't done miracles.
Mogli bi reći da nitko ne bi vjerovao u Isusa da nije činio čuda.
I mean, not
Like everybody's in the Bible that didn't.
yeah, not everybody, but just a lot less people would believe in Christ if he hadn't done miracles.
Okay. Anybody want to disagree?
Yeah. I think because the Bible says, like Jesus himself says that, right, that whatever, somewhere in the
I think it's
40s or
48. Unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. That one.
yeah, there you go.
Piše, sad smo vidjeli da je Isus rekao ako ne vidite čuda ili znakove, nećete povjerovati.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking at first, and then I countered that, and I thought this was thoughtful. That Jesus was, in speaking to the Galileans, he was saying so sarcastically because then they all left. And so he was saying the truth of like, unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. And then they all like left and did not believe.
They saw signs and wonders and stuff.
And they did not believe. So kind of that belief of like not true belief or something.
Yeah.
But would Peter go with Jesus if he hadn't seen a miracle?
Oh, I definitely think he works through miracles. Like the Samaritan
Yeah.
woman believes because of a miracle. The prophecy. Well, that's not what I'm saying. Passover people, the official, like he clearly works through miracles, and he still does today. Like there are still ways that he appears in dreams and showing that he.
And toast.
Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, but the question is more miracles of this power.
Znači, očito je da se Isus objavljivao sebe kroz ta čuda i da se dan i danas ta čuda događaju, samo ne na toj razini. I sad pitanje je da li bi više tih čuda urodilo većim plodom.
I would say yes. I would say
I think humans are also kind of shallow. So we believe in what we can see. And so while I think it was a sarcastic, or like it was a, let's say an exasperated statement on Jesus' part, I think it is realistic because of our fleshliness.
Pošto su ljudi površni po prirodi, oni će prije povjerovati u nešto šta vide.
It's one of no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was kind of disagree, kind of agree. I just from what you said, it was they believe in Jesus, the Jesus who they want, so the Jesus that they want to see. So we see it in when Jesus feeds 5,000, then they want to make him king now because they believe in this Jesus, but they think, okay, now he's going to be our ruler, he's going to dominate, destroy the Roman Empire, and Jerusalem and Israel is going to be great again. But and then it's on the other side, that's not really believing in who Jesus is as Savior and Christ. It's more of, okay, this is my Jesus, and I'm going to want him to do this and this and this for me.
Znači, Židovi su smatrali i vjerovali su u tu neku percepciju Isusa kakvog su oni zamislili, kao nekog, oni su znali da to je Mesija, ali nisu shvaćali tko je on, nisu ga poznavali, oni su mislili to je taj čovjek o kojem se prorokuje i koji će stati na kraj Rimljanima i sad ćemo mi imati svoje kraljevstvo i on će opet uspostaviti Izrael, ali to znamo sad da to nije tako.
Yeah, that's really good. We'll see that especially when we get to chapter 6.
Yeah.
It's going to stand out that miracles don't mean true faith. doesn't necessarily translate.
I u 6. poglavlju ćemo vidjeti da čuda u stvari ne znače tu istinsku vjeru, da ako ljudi vide čuda da neće istinski povjerovati.
It's also very interesting to me that John allows this tension to exist right here.
I zanimljivo mi je da Ivan dopušta da ta tenzija, taj sukob postoji upravo tu.
Because he's indicating the weakness of faith that comes just from signs.
I pokazuje na tu slabost vjere kroz te znakove.
And that's connected back to these people were at the Passover where they saw the signs and Jesus would not entrust himself to them.
I ti ljudi koji su bili na Pashi vidjeli su te znakove, ali Isus im se nije povjerio.
So we already know that their signed faith is not true faith.
I već znamo da njihova vjera nije istinska vjera.
But then why does the nobleman believe?
Ali zašto onda taj časnik vjeruje?
It's because his son was healed.
Zato što je njegov sin izliječen.
At least in this story, the miracle is used to lead him to true faith in Jesus.
Barem u ovoj priči. Znači to čudo ga je stavilo ga na put prema Isusu.
And this is when we have these tensions in Bible, we don't want to come up with an answer that's too simple.
I kada imamo te konflikte u Bibliji, ne želimo odgovor koji je prejednostavan.
So at least for now in the gospel, I think we have to say, okay, there's a lot of weakness to faith that comes through seeing miracles.
I sada kad pogledamo, vidimo da ima puno slabosti u toj vjeri kada vidimo čuda.
And we have to say it is possible that a miracle would be the thing that would open a person's eyes to Jesus.
I možemo reći da je moguće da je čudo to koje će otvoriti u stvari oči od te osobe i da ugleda Isusa.
I was going to have you to discuss the next thing, but I think I'm not going to. I'm going to finish us.
To je to.
Well, not yet. I'm going to finish this with a statement.
Za kraj imam jednu...
Or we could do this all together. You can think about this question. When we consider the Samaritans and the Galileans and the nobleman, what must happen for someone to come to faith in Jesus?
I sada imamo pitanje, što se to treba dogoditi sa Galilejcima, sa tim časnicima, sa Židovima, da bi oni razumjeli i vjerovali u Isusa?
Time is a weird one, because time is, it can happen so quickly, like with this woman.
Yeah, but the Samaritans first said, we believe because of you, but now we believe after 2 days what he's saying, that he's a true savior.
Yeah.
So 2 days, time I would say the nobleman, time would be him going home.
That's possible. We have that same problem of, but was it initially true faith, and then it was just,
I would say first,
time reveals the faith?
Time reveals faith, could be. Yeah. Because they also believed through a woman, because maybe he is, but then time revealed that it's actual faith.
Yeah.
Sad, je li ta vjera istinska u toj sekundi i onda kroz vrijeme se ona potvrđuje ili ne?
So time can be variable, but it'll take time to see true faith, and for some people it'll take time to get true faith, but for others it can come quickly.
I možemo reći da nekima to može doći, ta vjera u sekundi, a nekima se razvija kroz neko vrijeme.
Do we need miracles?
Da li nam trebaju čuda?
For someone to come to true faith, do they need to see a miracle?
Da li netko mora vidjeti čudo da bi došao toj istinskoj vjeri?
What do you classify as a miracle?
Što je onda to
Something
čudo?
that contravenes the natural laws of physics.
Okay. Then no.
Yeah. That would, which is interesting. There's some movements today of Christians who would say a gospel without miracles is a gospel without power.
I imamo neke pokrete u današnjem kršćanstvu, pokrete koji govore evanđelje bez čuda je evanđelje bez moći.
If you've heard of the Bethel movement in California, that's one of their ideas. If you're not healing people when you're going out, then you're not sharing the true gospel.
Ako ste čuli možda pokret Bethel u Kaliforniji, oni kažu ako vi ne idete i ako ne iscijeljujete ljude, vi u stvari niste čuli pravo evanđelje.
I would agree if there's no power,
Da.
then no one can be saved.
Ja bih rekao ako nema te moći, nitko ne može biti spašen.
But I don't agree with how they're translating that miracles of healing are what must prove the power.
Ali ne vjerujem da su čuda nužna da bi se ta moć dokazala.
So what must happen for a person to believe?
Što se onda mora dogoditi u osobi da ona povjeruje?
I think miracles can happen to other people, and from the personal miracles, like the ones that personally the people experienced, like the official, it was his son, and the household believed, and so it was someone who they cared about. The Samaritan woman, it was her life, her past experiences, and so I had something else in my brain that I forgot.
Yeah, that goes with our question before, that is true that stories of miracles, if I share a story from my life, that can be one of the things God uses in somebody else's life.
Isto tako, ako podijelimo neke priče, neka čuda iz naših života, to može pomoći drugima da upoznaju Isusa, da povjeruju.
Stories from our past, from my life, is that a miracle? That's why I asked. Because let's say survives a car accident, it's a miracle he survived. 3 broken ribs, like punctured his lungs, survives. Is that a miracle?
Netko može reći da je, ako preživi auto nesreću, da je to čudo. Je li to čudo u stvari onda?
Not in the technical sense I'm using.
Yeah.
That's a spiritual experience. You believe that God protected you.
Tehnički ne. Ta osoba vjeruje da je nju Bog zaštitio, ali ne.
And so we can definitely say that actual miracles and powerful spiritual experience have a role in bringing people to Christ.
Znači možemo reći da čuda i ta duhovna taj duhovni pogled može nekog odvesti prema Kristu.
But what must happen
Ali ono što se mora dogoditi
is at the end of chapter 6.
je na kraju 6. poglavlja.
And I'll encourage you to read that.
I ja bih volio kad bi vi to pročitali.
Or wait till we get to chapter 6.
Ili pričekate da dođemo do 6. poglavlja.
Yeah. And our role is giving testimony not to miracles and spiritual experience. Our role is giving testimony to Jesus Christ.
I naš zadatak nije da ljudima prepričavamo o svojim duhovnim događajima i o čudima u našim životima, nego da im pričamo o Isusu.
It's even interesting when we get there in the very end of this gospel, you remember Thomas is going to want to be able to see. He wants to put his fingers in.
I vidimo na kraju priče kako nevjerni Toma želi vidjeti te rupe u Isusovim rukama.
You know, and Jesus is going to say, "Blessed are those who did not see and yet believed."
A Isus kaže, blagoslovljeni oni koji nisu vidjeli, ali su povjerovali.
And he's saying those who did not see me physically, but it also includes the miracles that I did. They've only heard.
I to uključuje i one koji nisu vidjeli Isusa fizički, ali su čuli i povjerovali u čuda koja je on činio.
I think we'll end there. That's a good place to stop.
I tu ćemo završiti.
All right. See you next time.
Next time is in 2 weeks, or is there a break for the holiday?
The 5th, January 5th.
Okay.
Next time. Is that 2 weeks exactly?
No, that's 3.